Today I'm going to talk about something that I feel like social media is not preaching enough, and that is the art of waiting your turn. It doesn't matter what platform you log into, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Snapchat, you see all these big influencers flexing a lifestyle, flexing their cars, flexing their homes, flexing private planes, flexing their money, flexing their businesses, all that. And it gets to a point where every time you log into social media, that's all you're seeing. You're just seeing cars, watches, money, business, moving to Miami, like whatever it is, right? Every time I log into TikTok, Instagram, that's all I see is Miami, POV about your dream car at 18, POV this, POV that, POV just made 100K this month. Like, that's all you see, especially from my For You page. That's all I'm seeing constantly, because it's so easy to get caught up on seeing, oh, he's making 50K a month, he's making 100K a month, he just bought a new Porsche, he just bought a new Ferrari. Why do I not have any of this? It's so easy to get caught up with that lifestyle. So I feel like in today's video, I'm going to be teaching the art of waiting your turn and why it's so important to not rush the journey, to not rush the process, because what it all comes down to is God. God has a plan for you. God knows what's best for you. So don't rush it. Like, don't try to expedite things. Don't try to speed things up. Don't cut corners. No, God has a plan for you. If you keep going every single day, keep working honestly, you're gonna see success eventually. I'm gonna admit myself, I'm not perfect. I see all these people making 100K a month, 200K a month, 300K a month. Everybody's always buying new cars, new clothes, and it kind of just feels like I'm like, you know, missing out on something. So I'm not gonna sit here and lie like, oh, I'm perfect, oh, I don't compare myself. Like, comparison is the thief of joy, and that is very, very true. As you can see, I have a $100,000 car sitting behind me that I paid for in cash. And with social media, I'm always seeing these people buying new cars, just constantly leveling up. And it kind of makes me not really appreciate the work that I put to even get to this point that I'm at right now. I'm not saying I'm a millionaire, a billionaire, no. But I am doing pretty good. I'm 18. I'm still in high school. I have a clothing brand, which is called Grail Locker. As you can see, I'm wearing my Arabic sweatsuit right now. And I almost made 7 figures with my clothing brand. And also, I do have a mentorship now that I'm offering as well. But, you know, I'm doing pretty good for my age. You know, I'm still in high school and I have all this, right? So I'm doing something right. But at the end of the day, like, when my girl told me, like, hey, you need to stop comparing yourself, because she knows, like, I just start like tripping out, tweaking out, because I see people buying new cars, new clothes all the time. Their businesses are always like going up, and like, she knows how I just be tripping out and tweaking out. Like, she has to like really like sit there and tell me like, hey, stop comparing yourself. You know, your time's gonna come. Just keep working. We all have seasons of winning. That's what it comes down to. We all have seasons of winning. I had my season of winning, and now, you know, I'm sitting behind the scenes. I'm still working on stuff. And then guess what? Maybe next year, maybe next month, I'm gonna have this month where I just pop up and go crazy. So we all have winning seasons. We all have losing seasons. We all have seasons where we're kind of like low key. We're not always gonna be in the spotlight. We're always not gonna be leveling up. We're not always gonna be buying new cars. So that's what I want you to understand. As if you were watching this video, you're gonna have seasons of winning. Not every single month, not every single year is going to be your year. But if you just put in the work, keep grinding, guess what? Eventually you are going to have that winning streak. You are going to have that winning season where everything just goes right for you. You start making 50K a month with your business. You buy that new car that you always wanted. Like, everything's going to go right. And also another thing that social media kind of doesn't like really talk about or show is that it doesn't show the ups and downs with business. I've only officially been running my business for about 2 years now. A year if you want to say it. Like, I've only been like making real money from my business for about a year, and I've had my brand for 4 years. So I've only started making real money this year. So I'm still kind of like new to this. I'm not like no expert. I haven't been in the game for 10 years. I haven't been in the game for 20 years. I've only been doing this for a year, and as you can see, here's some of my results behind me. One thing about business that I am learning now is that you're not always going to be going up. You're not always going to go up, take a small dip, and then go up. No, you're gonna go up. Sometimes you're gonna take a hard ass dip and then boom, up. Like, you're probably gonna stay down. Like, it's not always gonna be consistently up, small dip, and then back up. No, it's not like that at all. So that's kind of still what I'm learning with my business as well. So I just want to come in here and say, like, I'm not perfect. A lot of people think I'm perfect. I'm this perfect person. Oh my gosh, he has a nice car, he has the brand, he shows the lifestyle. Like, I want to come on here and just show, like, I'm not perfect as well. I'm still learning as well. So definitely, business is not just go all the way up. Like, no, like, you're gonna have, you know, a drop that goes crazy, and then maybe like the next 3 drops, it flops. So definitely just know that business is going to be a lot of up and downs. Being an entrepreneur, you know, it's super uncertain. It's not solid. So that's what I'm learning too. Like, versus having a job, you know, for the most part, you know, if you're like valuable in your workplace, they're not gonna fire you. But if you're probably working at McDonald's, then you might wake up one day and then you're fired. But if you have like a nice job, you're doing like a service, you're kind of like providing value for the company, they're gonna keep you. They're not gonna fire you on the spot. But but having a job is definitely more secure versus being an entrepreneur, because if you are an entrepreneur, yeah, tariffs, Shopify putting your money on hold, bro, you just have to be on your toes. With being an entrepreneur, you have to be on your toes. Like these new tariffs, 204%, like, bro, how is anybody gonna survive at that point? Like, this is crazy. So you definitely do gotta be on your toes with being an entrepreneur. But yeah, that's just definitely the main like difference between having a job and being an entrepreneur. Being an entrepreneur, nothing is certain, bro. Like every single day I wake up and it's just something new. I could wake up with $1,000 in sales, or I'll wake up no sales for the whole entire day. Like nothing is like certain with being an entrepreneur. So you always got to stay on your toes and always be learning, and just never, and pretty much expect the unexpected. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. And then with comparing yourself, a lot of people kind of see the finished results. That's also what I really wanted to hit on when like making this video. A lot of people kind of see like the final results of people. Like, let's just use LeBron. We all know LeBron, we all know Kai Cenat, we all know Speed, right? We're seeing their final results, but nobody was kind of watching them when they first started. Like nobody was really paying attention to them when they first started. When Kai Cenat was making YouTube videos and he only got like 100 views, nobody talks about that. Nobody was paying attention to that. But what people do now is just like compare themselves. Like they just compare themselves to Kai Cenat. He's getting what, like 100,000 views per stream now. So people are just kind of comparing themselves to that, but they're not comparing themselves to like what it took to actually get there. The long nights, constantly having to post, getting like 200 views. People don't talk about that, bro. Like starting a business, not getting sales for like the first 6 months, and then all of a sudden, then you make that 200K, 300K drop. Like people don't pay attention to like the failures or the like long nights that it took to actually get to that point. It definitely is very easy to compare yourself, when you see this young entrepreneur driving a Ferrari. But what I can tell you though is that most of these entrepreneurs that you do see, like myself, if you want to include myself, like driving these nice cars, flexing the lifestyle, flexing their sales, if they trade, flexing their trades, making like 5K in one trade, they've been doing it since they're like 13, 14, 15. So by the time they're 18, 19, 20, they've already been doing it for like 5-6 years. So you may compare yourself to me. Let's say, oh, you have this nice car, he's 18, he built his brand to 7 figures in sales. I can do the same thing. But what you don't realize is that I've been running my brand for 4 years already. So I already have 4 years of experience. So that's why you can't compare yourself to everybody, because you never know how long they've actually worked just to get to that point. Because a lot of people think, oh, if I put in 6 months of work, if I put in 3 months of work, I'm gonna see this type of results. But that's not actually how it works. Good things take time. Nothing good is going to happen overnight. So if you're watching this YouTube video, keep working, keep grinding, just stay focused, bro. Like, don't give up, don't compare yourself, please. But if there's one thing that I want you to take away from this video, is that there is no deadline to success. Look, me for example, I started off with selling shoelaces, and just now, a few years later, or about 2 years later, now I'm selling like hoodies, all over rhinestone hoodies, sweatsuits, jackets, all that, t-shirts. I started off small. I didn't just jump in the game selling all over rhinestone hoodies like I am right now. No, it took me years of working, learning how to sell products online, what makes people buy, why should they choose me over different other brands. Like, I've learned all that over these past 2 years. I didn't just start my brand and started making money instantly. No, it took me years of learning, failing, and then recovering from those L's and turning those L's into W's. And then the icing on the cake to that is that everybody likes to post their W's. Nobody really likes to talk about their L's or their losses or their setbacks. Like, it's easy to compare yourself to somebody in like a 30-second video, like on TikTok and Instagram Reels, right? Saying, oh, day in the life of an 18-year-old entrepreneur, woke up, made $1,000, went to jet skis at 3 p.m, drove around in my Ferrari. Like, they're only showing you the, the fruits of their labor, if you want to call it that. But half the time, the cars are rented, the watches are fake, the jet skis, they're rented, of course, the boats, they're rented. Their lifestyle is kind of just like an illusion. So don't believe everything that you see. I know a lot of you guys are very impressionable. You see this kind of like lifestyle on social media and you kind of think that you need to be living it as well. So just kind of be careful. Just know that not everything is real, and just, keep grinding, keep doing you, keep working. As long as you wake up a better person than you went to bed, that's all, that's good. Like, you don't need to listen to Andrew Tate. if you're not making $8 billion a year, then you're a loser. Like, what? That's not even realistic. Like, a lot of these people that you are seeing on social media, they're like the top 5%. They're the top 1%. Stop comparing yourself to them. You're gonna get there eventually. You just have to work really, very hard for it. So just understand that. I just want you to understand that, like, the people that you are seeing, they're like the top 5%. They're like the top 2%. They're the top 1% of their age group. So don't think that you're gonna be just like them. No, you're gonna have to sacrifice. You're gonna have to put in a lot of time, a lot of work just to get to that top 5%, top 1% of your age. Because a lot of 18-year-olds, if you're watching this right now, you're doing better than most people. Just know that. Because a lot of 18-year-olds at my school, they're partying, they're drinking every single weekend. They probably, half of them not even going to college. Like, they're just like, you know, they're living life basically. So the fact that you are watching this video, you are showing signs that you are better than most people, because most people, they just scroll on TikTok all day, just looking at random videos. But it's only like a small percentage of people that are actually kind of like trying to be an entrepreneur, trying to start businesses. It may seem like everybody's successful, but no, if you really think about it, there's what, 6-8 billion people in this world, and you're probably seeing 100 creators. Don't think 100 people is everybody. No, you may see 100, 200, 300 creators that have successful clothing brands. Oh my gosh, everybody's starting a clothing brand, I'm not doing it. Dude, there's 8 billion people on the earth. There's 6 billion people, however many is one of those numbers right there. But there's so many people on this earth. Don't think because you see 200, 300, 400 people starting a clothing brand or drop shipping or day trading, oh, it's too oversaturated, I'm not gonna do it. No, bro, that's only like 500 people. You know how small that is? That's not even the size of my school. So stop comparing yourself, stop thinking in small terms, and just think big. For all my day traders out there watching this right now, you know, when in doubt, scale out. Like, if you're looking at a 5-minute time frame, scale out and look at the 30-day. Look at the 1 month time frame. Look at the 1 hour hourly chart. Like, stop looking at the 5-minute chart. Stop looking at the 1 minute chart. Scale out when in doubt. So, you know, I'm just trying to make it so that other people can understand as well. You know, if you're a day trader, if you have a clothing brand, I know the tariffs may seem scary. I know it may seem like everybody's trying to start a clothing brand. Dude, you're not the only one going through this. First of all, Nike is affected. BMW, Mercedes, Ferrari, Lamborghini, like all these brands are affected by the tariffs. And then as far as everybody trying to start a clothing brand, guess what? How I look at it is that these tariffs are about to eliminate much of your competition, because everybody's gonna get scared. People are gonna stop drop shipping. They're gonna stop their clothing brand. Oh my gosh, tariffs, I'm scared, I'm gonna stop. Like, that's how people think. Like, they get one hiccup and then it's quit. So just know the tariffs are good and bad. Like, it's kind of eliminating your competition as well, but you know, your prices might have to go up a little bit more. But it's a double-edged sword basically. I will always use my shoelaces as an example. Back when I first started doing like quote unquote e-commerce, if you want to call it that, I wanted to do nothing but shoelaces. I didn't want to start a clothing brand, but my peers at the time were telling me, hey, you might want to start a clothing brand, you know, it's way more profit. But with shoelaces, as you know, like, I can't sell shoelaces for 50 bucks, 100 bucks, right? So it gets to a price limit, so I can't really like scale past that. But you know, I started selling shoelaces. I was going crazy. I was probably making what, like 5-10K ish a month. That's pretty good for selling shoelaces, right? 1 month I believe I made like 12-13K. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. But you know, I started thinking long term, like, hey, I can't keep selling shoelaces. Like, I want to make more. Like, you're gonna get to that point. You are gonna reach that point where you make your first 10K a month. Next month you make like 12K. Next month you make like 8K. Next month you make like 10K. You're gonna realize like, hey, I kind of want to like scale. You know, I want to start making 50K, 80K a month. So I was like, you know what? Let me start selling accessories. So then I started selling necklaces as well. The necklaces went crazy. And then I started selling clothes, but I dropped hoodies, they flopped. I dropped beanies, they flopped. I dropped t-shirts, they flopped. And then finally I dropped those Arabic sweatsuits, they went crazy. And then I believed I dropped a different design of a t-shirt, and it went it did pretty good. So just know that when I first started selling shoelaces, I didn't even want to start a clothing brand. Like, I just wanted to stick strictly to shoelaces, because when I start something and it works out, I like to stick to it and, like, you know, scale it. Like, I don't like to kind of jump and do different things. Like, if I have, like, it's the same way. You might look at me right now and say, oh, you're crazy. No, if you were in my position and you were making 13K off shoelaces, you were gonna do nothing but stick to shoelaces, right? You're not gonna deviate off the path, right? You're gonna stick to that one thing because it's working. But so I had that same mindset. If you rush the process, and let's say you wanted to be a successful clothing brand owner, right? And you rush the process, or you wanted to do social media full time and you rush the process. Let's just say all of a sudden one month you just get 100K in sales. So that means you probably have like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 orders, right? That you have to package. Or let's say that you're a YouTuber and then all of a sudden your videos start to pop off, but if you didn't wait your turn, you know, if you weren't doing it for long enough, if let's just say that you started a YouTube channel and then it blew up all of a sudden and you don't even know why, you don't know what to do. Like, you don't know how to move forward, you don't know how to, you know, how to keep those viewers coming back, you don't know how to monetize off those viewers. It's a whole bunch of stuff that comes with, you know, social media. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes on behind the scenes. Like, how are you gonna monetize those viewers? How are you gonna move forward and keep them coming back? Are you gonna be a one-hit wonder? Like, it's a whole bunch of stuff that you have to think about. So don't just think of it as in, oh, I just want to go viral. No. But let's just say now, if all of a sudden my videos to start popping off, everything starts going crazy, I understand what to do with all that traffic. I understand, hey, I want to funnel them, all the clothing brand owners that are watching my videos, I want to funnel them to my mentorship so I can help them scale their brand. Or if they don't want to do that, they can go buy my new hoodie that I just released. They can go do X, Y, and Z. I have a free course for them. Like, I know how to monetize off those views. If I haven't been doing social media as long as I have been, if I just started going crazy all of a sudden, I wouldn't know what to do with the views. I would just keep posting and eventually like the hype would just fall off. So I wouldn't know how to monetize off that, because we all have cycles. Like, we all have cycles, bro. Like, nobody's going to be in the spotlight their whole entire life unless you're Elon Musk or something, or Trump or something like that. But everybody has cycles. Like, let's use Trump for example. Like, Trump, you know, he's president right now, right? The first term that Trump was in office, bro, everybody, you know, he's the crazy looked up on. And then as soon as those 4 years passed, guess what? You know, the hype kind of died down a little bit because, you know, he's not in office. And then boom, second term, okay, people, the hype's there again. And then boom, as soon as he gets back out of office, people are on to the next. So that's just how you have to look at it. Like, calithekid, right now, he's kind of like popping right now, right? But eventually there's gonna be this next streamer, there's gonna be this next vlogger, YouTuber that takes over, and then kind of he goes down a little bit. So we all have lifespans. So don't rush the process, because if you rush the process, you might hit your peak and you don't know what to do with it. You don't make money off of it. It's like with the SoundCloud era. A lot of these SoundCloud rappers now are broke because they didn't know what to do when they were making all that money. They should have invested it instead of buying or renting. I wouldn't say buying, instead of renting out these cars, necklaces, lifestyle boats, houses, Airbnbs. Like, they should have, you know, invested that money smartly while they had it coming in. So just know we all have peaks. Take that how you shall. Like, just use a SoundCloud rapper era for example. Like, you know, Lil Pump, Lil Skies, I don't know all of them, right? But just like, they were going crazy back in the day. Like, everybody was looking at them, everybody was listening to them, they were the hottest thing out at the time. But now, like, you know, Fetty Wap, like, where they at? Like, see, we all have peaks. So that's why it's very important to wait your turn, because if you rush the process, you're not gonna know what to do with all that hype, with all that sales, with all that money. You're gonna do the wrong thing with it, and then guess what? Now you're struggling to get back to that peak. Now that I explained the quote-unquote like social media side of it, let's do the business side of it. Let's say I started a clothing brand and the first drop, boom, we just made 100K and I have 3,000 orders out of the package. Bro, I'm gonna be so stressed because I never packaged an order a day in my life. And now I have 3,000 people I'm not gonna know how to handle that. But versus now, my website is set up so that way if I have a huge rush of people, let's say calithekid, where's my hoodie on stream, all of a sudden I have 50,000 people on my website. Well, hopefully it doesn't crash, because 50,000 people is a lot. I believe the most amount of people I had on my website at one time was like 2,500 people. But let's just say 10,000 people. Let's say 10,000 people come on my website. The first thing that I do have on my website right here is the first thing that I do have on my website is sign up and get 10% off your order. So it's just small stuff like that that I know now, versus like if I would have started back then and I would have went crazy, I wouldn't have monetized off of it. Because guess what? When I was selling my necklaces and my shoelaces, I was making a lot of money. Like, I was making like 10, 12 a month, right? $12,000 a month, right? But I didn't even have this simple thing set up on my website. Sign up and get 10% off your order. Like, I wasn't collecting emails. It's just small stuff like that that comes with time and patience. Like, you can't rush the process, because now I can handle if I got like $100,000 in sales, because I know how to fulfill the orders. I can email customers in segments if I need to. I can send out an email to all customers who ordered, let's just say my necklace, right? Saying, hey, it's gonna be delayed by 2 weeks. We're just waiting on production to come in, right? Like, simple stuff like that I know now versus back then. If I would have made 100K, bro, I would have got so many chargebacks, so many complaints. Hey, I haven't received my order. What's going on? I'm stressed. I don't know how to ship out all these orders, like all that, right? Just wait your turn. That's all I'm trying to say. Just wait your turn. Trust me, every single day, wake up and try to strive to be 1% better than you were yesterday. If you were doing that, you were on the right path. And also another thing that I want to throw in this video is that if I would have had a mentor when I first started, bro, it would have sped me up like 20, 30, 40 times faster. I would have had a Hellcat and a McLaren in the driveway right now, or a Hellcat and probably a Lambo in the driveway. So definitely, if you can, invest into a mentorship. And also, I do offer one-on-ones. If you are a clothing brand owner, if you want to scale your brand, let's just say you're a day trader, go find a mentor, you know, is really good with day trading. It kind of offers one-on-ones because that's better, because they can kind of give you like if you need help with something, you can call them, hit them up, and then boom, you have like their direct, you know, number, right, to hit them up and call them and ask for help. You can join their mentorship, their course, one-on-one, whatever you want to call it, right? Kind of just find a community that you can join that you'll kind of expedite the process a little bit faster, because with me, I had to learn everything by myself. Basically, I had a few friends that helped me in the beginning, but for the most part, I had to learn how to find a manufacturer. I got scammed with that. I used the wrong manufacturer. I got scammed. Like, this is business cards, you know, what GSM to the sizing, like sizing chart, designers, all that. It's a lot of stuff that goes into it, right? So definitely, if you do want to speed up your process and you do have a clothing brand and you are serious about scaling your clothing brand, click that first link in my bio to apply to work with me. Just remember, like, we're only accepting a few people, and if you're not serious, don't even apply to work with me. But I do have a free course available too, like a free 10-minute video kind of explaining the blueprint on how I scale my brand to almost 7 figures at 18 years old. So if you are interested in that, first link in the bio. And you know, if you do day trading, if you do freelance brand scaling, like if you do any of that, find a mentor that specializes in that and that can help you speed up the process. So definitely just invest into yourself, read books, don't overread books, you know, read a book and then kind of apply it, what you learned. Don't just read, and don't apply anything that you're learning. So, you know, always just want to be learning and improving yourself. Just wake up a better person, basically. Like, just wake up and try to do the best you can. That's pretty much all for this video. I just want to come on here and just kind of give you guys some motivation, because I know like a lot of you guys are probably going through it right now. I know I was, me personally, like, bro, I'm not making 50K a month, bro, I'm a failure, bro. Like, no, bro, like, take it day by day. Eventually your time is going to come if you keep putting in that work.